All right, so OpenAI just wrapped its Dev Day for 2025, and wow, the announcements are huge. We're talking about things that are going to fundamentally change how we all build with AI. So what we're going to do is break down the four biggest updates, the new toolkit they're giving every developer out there. Ready? Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, to really get why these new tools are such a big deal, you just have to look at the numbers. The growth in just the last 2 years is, well, it's staggering. We're talking about the number of developers doubling from 2 million to 4 million, and weekly users, that's gone from 100 million to a crazy 800 million. But here's the kicker. The amount of data being processed every single minute has jumped from 300 million tokens to, get this, 6 billion. So yeah, I think it's safe to say the age of just playing with AI is over. We are officially in the age of building with it.
So here's what we're going to cover. First up, ChatGPT is way more than a chatbot now. It's a full-blown platform. Then, we'll talk about building an AI workforce. After that, we'll look at how AI is becoming your new co-programmer. And finally, we'll dive into the smarter, more creative models that are making all this happen. All right, let's jump into our first big theme. The main takeaway here is that ChatGPT isn't just a place you go to have a chat anymore. Not at all. It's evolving into a real platform. A place where developers can build, ship, and yeah, even get paid for their own apps right inside the chat window. And this really gets to the heart of the new Apps SDK. The question they're asking is, what if you could build your app inside ChatGPT? Instead of making people click away and go to another website or another app, you just bring your service right to them, right there in the middle of their conversation. It's a total game changer. So you might be thinking, how big of an opportunity is this, really? Well, with this new Apps SDK, developers get instant access to 800 million weekly users. That's not a typo. 800 million. It's this massive, built-in audience just waiting to discover and use your app right at the moment they actually need it. And they showed this incredible demo with Canva to really drive the point home. It's all about the seamless workflow, right? So they started by brainstorming ideas for a dog walking business. Then, right there in the chat, they just said, hey, Canva, make me a poster. And boom, Canva spits out a bunch of options. They pick their favorite one, and then with just one more sentence, they asked Canva to turn that poster into a full pitch deck. The whole thing, from a random idea to a presentation-ready deck, happened in one continuous conversation. No one had to leave the chat. It was amazing. Okay, so that's the platform story. But it gets even better. Our next theme is all about building an AI workforce. This isn't just about apps that sit there. It's about creating AI that can actually do things for you. And to make that happen, OpenAI is tackling one of the hardest problems out there: how to make it way, way easier to build and use AI agents. So let's break that down. What is an AI agent, really? Well, think of it like this. It's not just software that answers a question and then stops. An agent can take on complex, multi-step tasks. It understands the context, it can use other tools like your calendar or your email, and you can trust it to act on your behalf to get the job done. But here's the thing, there's been a problem. Sam Altman himself said it on stage. Everyone is excited about agents, but hardly any of them are actually being used in the real world. Why? Because building them is just hard. It's really hard to know where to even begin, and things can get super complicated super fast. And that's exactly the problem their new tool, Agent Kit, is built to solve. The goal is simple, but it's a big one: to slash the time and the headache of going from, I have an idea for an agent, to having a real working agent out in the world. They're giving you a visual builder, a bunch of pre-made parts, and tools to test it all. It's the whole package. And this isn't just theoretical stuff, it's already happening. You've got Albertsons using it so their store managers can analyze sales data instantly. HubSpot is using it to build way smarter customer service AI. And, come on, to prove how quick it is, they built a live, helpful agent for the DevDay website on stage in 8 minutes. Just 8 minutes. All right, let's shift gears to our third big topic: AI as your co-programmer. We've known about Codex for a while, but this is different. We're talking about a transformation, from a helpful coding assistant to a full-on partner in software engineering, one that can actually take the lead. The live demo for this was, honestly, it was kind of mind-blowing. They called it vibe coding. They started with a napkin sketch, literally a drawing, and Codex built the UI from it. Then they told it to wire up an Xbox controller to the app, and it did. But then it got wild. Using just his voice, the presenter told it to connect to the actual lights in the auditorium, and it controlled them. As a final trick, he told it to add a credits overlay on the fly. All of this without anyone touching a keyboard. Okay, that's cool, but what's the actual impact on productivity? Well, get this. Inside OpenAI itself, the engineers who use Codex are getting 70% more work done each week. We're talking 70% more pull requests, which is just a fancy way of saying finished chunks of code. That's not just a little boost. That's a massive leap in how fast you can build things. And this isn't just for solo coders anymore. Codex is now built for teams. It's officially out of preview, and it comes with stuff like a Slack integration so you can just ask it questions right in your channels, an SDK so you can build your own custom workflows, and all the admin controls that big companies need to manage it safely. Okay, so for our last section, let's peek under the hood. We've seen all these amazing new tools, but what's powering them? We're going to look at the new and improved models that are the engines driving everything we've just talked about. So here's the quick highlight reel of the new model lineup. You've got GPT-5 Pro, which is their smartest model ever, really built for heavy-duty thinking in areas like finance and law. Then there's Sora 2, that mind-bending video model, which you can now use through the API. And finally, GPT Real-Time Mini, which makes high-quality voice interactions possible for way, way less, like 70% cheaper. But let's just talk about Sora 2 for a second, because the updates here are really something else. First off, you have way more control. You can give it super detailed instructions on style and composition, and get this, it now generates sound, like rich, synchronized audio that actually matches what's happening in the video. But maybe the most magical part is that you can give it a still image, say a photo of your dog, and it will just animate it. It'll bring it to life. It's wild. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, you've got apps inside ChatGPT, agents that are easy to build, an AI that codes with you, and these incredibly powerful new models. What does it all add up to? Well, the big theme is this. The distance between having an idea and having a real product is just collapsing. We're going from months to minutes. And that's not just about moving faster. It completely changes the game for creating something new. A complex app that used to take a whole team can now be built by a single person, maybe in just one afternoon. And so that really leaves us with one final question, and it's a big one. When an idea can become a real product in just minutes, when the only real limit is your own imagination, what are you going to build?